Hello, everyone, and good evening. It is Queen's Table and it is Christmas week. I have a jumper with a jingly bells on with a reindeer, don't even go there, and a Father Christmas behind me. And we have an amazing pageant guest on this evening. Hello, Sheri.
Hi, Dion. I'm so excited to be back on Queen's Table. I've tried to join in the little festive. I've got my little stocking behind me, but I'm being very truthful. All my Christmas decorations are at my dad's house since I'm not hosting this year. Woo!
Oh, I love it. I love your little stocking with an S for Sheri on it. That's amazing. That's brilliant. So you are currently our Mrs. Wiltshire Galaxy and are competing in Galaxy next March. How exciting.
It is. I can't wait. It's been such an amazing journey. It is weird being a missus, but I'm rolling with it and I'm enjoying it.
I know. I'm trying to remember your new second name. I'm not going to lie because you've always... That's why I just said Sheri. It's fine. It's fine. But it is Sheri Miller now. It's exciting. And congratulations, a massive congratulations to you here at the Pageant Land team. And your wedding was a few months ago. How did it all go?
Honestly, it was a crazy lead up to it. Obviously, I didn't get married in England. I went all the way to Scotland, which for me is a good 6-hour drive or an hour by flight. And it was the most magical. Either side of our wedding, our venue actually flooded, but we had gorgeous sunshine. If anyone's seen the photos, it was all nice and dry, and it was just a magical day to have everyone up there. Nearly didn't have my brother at my own wedding because there was a bit of drama on that, but he arrived 2 hours before I was due to walk down the aisle, so I was extra happy that I did have him there, thankfully. But I couldn't have asked for a better day. So it all went to plan, surprisingly enough, which I didn't think would happen. I was preparing for the worst.
Oh, that's amazing. Like, I'm so happy for you. And the pictures are beautiful, aren't you? Because you're the very own pageant Charlotte Clemmy doing some photos.
I did feel a bit guilty. Like, my wedding fell on the same weekend as Team GB, and I stole Ruth, Goody, Jason, Charlotte, and Danny came to the wedding as well. So I was like, I stole quite a few like people who maybe needed in Holly's pageant weekend.
Them all.
Sorry. I tried to book my wedding around Team GB. I was like, yeah, it's usually like the last 2 weekends of the month. I'll do mine the first 2 weekends. It'll all be fine. It'll all work out. And then she pulls it forward an extra week. I was like, no, Holly, please no.
I know, it's such a shame when that happens, but things do clash, because I wanted to go to the Pageant Girl meetup this weekend, actually, but the problem is it's a good 3.5 hours drive, and I had my staff do on the Saturday night, so I was like, problem is I might not have made it back on time, and it would have been cutting it a little bit fine. So I had to just be like, right, no, you can't go. But I had serious FOMO, missing out.
You did. It was my first time at a Pageant Girl meetup, so I wasn't missing it for the world this year. I was like, I was meant to be at my work still on the Friday. I didn't go to my work still. I was like, no, I am going to this Pageant Girl meetup. That's my priority this weekend.
I don't blame you. They are brilliant. I did notice a few photos pop up from years ago, and I was sort of sat there on the stairs. And it's just such a lovely afternoon, isn't it? It's a great few hours, without a doubt, but it's dangerous. I think my husband was very relieved I didn't go, actually, because it's a dress shop, you know.
I did get a stern talking to before I went, because I've got my gown for finals, and I said to Corey, oh, Mum's coming with me to the dress shop. He's like, no, not happening. I was like, what do you mean no? It's going to be a long drive and she doesn't want me to do it on my own. He's like, you two together in a dress shop, you're not coming home with anything. Do you understand? I was like, okay. And I didn't. Mum nearly brought something for me, but I said no. So I listened like a good wife.
Oh, yeah, 2 years in a row I come home with a dress. So I think that's why, I think that's why I got told that maybe I shouldn't do that this year, without a doubt. But so I'm just going to let anyone know, if you are watching this, then if you'd like to ask myself or Sheri any questions, please pop them in the comment box and I can read them out to her. So let's start in talking about your pageant history, because this is so exciting. I mean, I know most of your pageant history, but I'm interested to hear the story. So you started in around 2015. Is that right? And then just tell me a little bit how it started, why it started, and where you went from.
Of course. So 2015 was kind of the start of my onstage journey and what we know as pageantry now. But I guess my initial introduction to what it was is an old Galaxy finalist back in 2013 was hosting, like we all do, those online pageants, the photo ones, you submit a little bio, and I entered not knowing what it was. It just randomly popped up on my feed. I don't know how. I wasn't friends with this Galaxy finalist. It just came into my Facebook many years ago, and I entered and I ended up winning, and kind of doing a bit of research, a couple of years of entering a couple of like online pageants, and Miss Teen Great Britain popped up on my feed, and I was like, you know what? I was having a really tough time at school. I was really struggling with my self-esteem, and obviously the main, like almost like the title of it is saying growing confidence, becoming independent, becoming a role model in your community. I was like, that sounds great. I would love to do something just to build that confidence, meet other like-minded girls who've maybe gone through something. And I was like, what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to say no, and I've been told how I'm not good enough for anything in bullying. So I was like, it's just going to be what I've been told most of the last few years. So I was like, let's just submit an application. I think my mum actually submitted it as for I was umming and ahhing. She just did it behind my back and just said, and I was like, right, let's do it. And she's like, yeah, you're done. I was like, okay, thank you, mum. But I ended up making it all the way through to the final. And that was the year we had Harriet, Annalise, Emma and Misha crowned. And what an incredible experience that started. And as we all know, once you've gone into a pageant, you get that pageant bug. Yeah. I met Emma. She kind of took me under her wing for that weekend, was explaining how everything worked, what she's been doing, how long she'd been doing it, and just what she's gained from it. And I just fell in love with it all. And it was just such a fun weekend with the pajama party, first time being on stage. I didn't feel nervous, and I just felt really good. And I was just like, I want to chase this feeling, but I want to do it properly. So off I went away, got an amazing emails from Holly and the team afterwards going, this is the other pageants that we do, have a look into it, would you be interested, or have a bit of research, or come back to Team GB. But I was like, right, let's research, which kind of started that long journey. I'd entered, I did Miss Glamorous Beauty, which changed to Miss Paragon, and then I did Yemi one year. I did a couple of charity pageants, and then of course I went to Miss Atlantic, which is where I was last time I was on Queen's Table, and I entered that twice and was able to fortunately win on my second attempt. Had the most incredible year as a queen. And then during my year of queendom, my other half of course popped the question, and I took a nice mini break. My break was just consisting of, I didn't have a sash on me. I was pretty much still in pageant land, always there. Yeah. I didn't get on stage for a good year and a half and then it came to, I went to Galaxy this year, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I need a sash around me. I need to be continuing on. I need to get back on stage. And I spoke to Corey. I was like, you know how we get married in a few months? Does that mean I can start getting back in my pageantry, having a sash and getting ready to compete? He was just like, go on. I know how much you've been itching to get back on stage. Just has to be for 2024 at the minimum. I was like, deal. So I was umming and ahhing when, of course, Galaxy happened. I was just like, why am I umming and ahhing? I know where I want to go next. And I submitted literally the night after after Danielle was crowned. I applied that night in the hotel and was able to receive my sash a couple of months later. So, and that's where I am now.
Oh yeah, well, it's amazing. You've had such a great journey so far, and then pageantry is a great thing because you've obviously made so many friends. Everyone loves you to bits because you are so supportive of everyone, and you never stop. You're always there, even if you're sashless for a bit. But that doesn't matter. That's the thing. It's nice to be sashless for a bit. It's like, it's quite. You can just have a little chill for a minute, but you didn't stop working. You worked hard all the way through. So what made you choose Galaxy on this occasion, do you think?
So I guess Galaxy's always been in the back of my mind. When I received that email after Team GB, and it had about Galaxy, and it says about Orlando, it has about what happens that weekend. I was still a teen back then, and that was when teens had swimwear. I was kind of looking, so that just looks so much fun. But I was a bit put off back then. As a teen going into swimwear, I wasn't quite body confident enough. So I was like, I'm going to do a bit of research, go back. And then I went to my first ever Galaxy final in 2017 or 2018. And it was at Park Hall. And we all know what happens when we're in Park Hall. We go in our little bubble and we just fall in love with everything and just live and breathe pageants for a few nights. And that's exactly what happened. Just being around all those incredible women, the experience every girl had on that Galaxy stage. I was just like, one day that's going to be me on that stage. And I didn't know when it was going to be, but I was like, that was going to be me. And then I carried on for a few years, kind of built on who I was as a person, wanted to make sure that I knew that if I went on that stage, I was confident in who I was, confident in how I felt, and I would be right for that role as a Galaxy Queen, because we know for many of us, Galaxy is quite a prestigious title. We all kind of vie for it, and I didn't want to just be half in. I wanted to make sure I was fully in and confident as a person. And then I had my year with Atlantic, and that's where I kind of blossomed into someone. I really figured out who I was, what I wanted to do, and what differences I want to make. And then again, having that year off with no sash, it allowed me to find myself out of pageantry, which I think is a very important part. I had so much of my life was based on pageants, but I needed to find who I was so I could have that balance. And then Corey popped the question, so I was like, well, I know exactly where I'm going with that ring. There was only one pageant for me, and it was going to be Mrs. Galaxy. And I guess it's also a little bit on a nerve-wracking because I'm going to be one of the youngest married and very newly married, only being 5 months fresh to when I compete. So, but I was just like, there's no other Mrs. pageant that I wanted to do, and I wanted to be able to have that opportunity to compete internationally. So it was a no-brainer going to Galaxy. I trust Holly as a director. I know the experience from many people. Obviously, you've competed and we've spoke about it before. Danielle, even watching Sarah Pritchard. Yeah, Sarah Pritchard.
Yeah, this is it.
Just that was the easy decision.
Everyone has such a great time. It's like such a wonderful time. But it's funny what you say with the Park Hall bubble. I just remember that because it's such a magical place. It's like the UK's sort of pageant Disneyland. I think that's what it's like for us.
I'm so excited to go back. You have no idea that feeling of when they announced Park Hall's back. I was just like,
I know. They better have the chicken Caesar salad.
No, I need the same team. I can't remember his name, but there is one guy who works the bar every single year, and he just lets us run riot. We pretty much redecorate all the furniture, and none of us ever get in trouble. He's just like, you guys are here, pageant weekend, whatever. And he's just so interested, and he's so just so friendly to us. And he's just like, what can I do? There's nothing out of his realm. He's like, I'll do whatever you need me to make your weekends stress-free, enjoyable. You want to rearrange, you want furniture outside, go ahead. I'll just rearrange it for you to do it the next day. And but that's the same as the whole team. They can't do enough for us, and they just make it so homely, which even for those, I haven't stayed at the Park Hall for a couple of years. I stay at the hotel that's behind, but even for us who just get to wander in, they're like, are you getting to your hotel safe? Are you sure? Like, I was like, yeah, it's just a walk around. They're like, no, you need to get a taxi. And I'm like, I'm fine, it'll be good. And it's just that safe feeling that everyone gets at Park Hall. So when we lost it, I was just like, what do I do? What do I do with my life? How are we finding this again? But we're going back. So
I'm very, very excited for when things do return there. It's going to be fabulous. I just remember wheeling that great big thing in with all the suitcases and dresses and when you put car parking space outside. It's just the beautiful lake. You can go for a walk along by the lake and everything. It's such a great venue, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's just, it's got a magical touch. And, I think, it's, it was the first place I ever went to a pageant and did a pageant myself. And it's wonderful. It is wonderful. So it's very exciting. I can't wait. The next 2 years are going to get very exciting. So you have a platform called Success. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So Success is actually an acronym. It stands for Support, Unity, Care, Community, Empowerment, Service, and Social Media. I created it because together we can make our communities a success. I've spent many years dedicating almost like a year to a charity. A lot of the time it was like maybe a chosen charity, and then I dipped in and out of local charities because I wanted to do more. And I realized that I don't want to tie myself to a single charity, because growing up, I was helped by so many different charities and organisations that I want to be able to try and give back as much as possible, inspire the next generation of young people to support charities, or even just put some organisations on their radar. A lot of Swindon charities and organisations had to shut down during COVID. We've had new ones pop up in their place that do the exact same or support slightly differently, but no one really knows about them. And that's what my goal with Success is to get all of these organisations on the radar, to help fundraise or even donate, support, raise awareness. And I want eventually, in the next step, my next phase of my announcements, it will be encouraging other pageant girls to do the same in their communities. Because, for example, right now I am Mrs. Wiltshire Galaxy, and these are the people that I'm representing, and I want to make sure, this is who I am, this is what I want our community to be, and this is how I'm going to use my title, my platform, and this opportunity and this voice I have to do more for us. It's gone well so far. I actually started it just before I had a sash. It was in the working while I was sashless, because I was trying to find out what resonated with me, because I know, as many people say, let it be something close to your heart, and community service is close to my heart, and that's what Success is all about, is that community service now.
Oh, I absolutely love that so much. It's brilliant, because myself and Kira actually do so much in our local community. I think it's really important, but just making that awareness, because sadly, if charities have sort of like closed down and they are sort of got these new charities with different names or different people running, it is good to put them on the map and make awareness. And I just love the idea of supporting more than one charity, for instance, because you have a few that's close to your heart, you know, like, and that's a brilliant idea. I'm all for this. I love it. It's brilliant. What a great thing. So you've been a very busy gal. Constantly on my Instagram, constantly. Now, if anyone wants to check out Sheri's Instagram, it is scrolling across the bottom. I can also put the link in the video, but she has been a very busy girl. I keep seeing things pop up every day. I know you're doing, is it 24, 25 days leading up to Christmas? You've done loads of work this year. Tell me a little bit about your favourite things that you've done so far.
Well, of course, one thing that I love to do is I love to travel, support every pageant girl on their time on stage. So I think that's always going to be quite a big win in my sense, of seeing those girls conquer those fears, conquer those nerves, and of course some people walk away with their dream title. So that's always going to be an easy win of how much I love going to them and just being in that atmosphere. But personally for me, is that I'm doing 25 days of Christmas right now. That is where I want to, and all of it is based on Swindon or Wiltshire based organisations and charities only. And that's because, as I said, there are so many that have popped up that are new to me. Some of them are old. I've known them for many years. I really wanted to show that support back, bring them part of my success. And I do a monthly magazine called Swindon Local. A lot of them are featured every month. And I wanted to make sure that I had that opportunity. I'm in such a fortunate position to be able to give back to so many of these charities that have helped me, or for charities that have done what they did but was under a different name many years ago. So for example, the Swindon Food Collective, it's a food bank in Swindon. They have been around for a few years. I used a food bank when I was younger with my family, when we were going through quite a tough time. Not particularly this charity. The one I had actually closed down, unfortunately, I think 2 or 3 years after we stopped using them. So, but I still wanted to give back, to say that I know what it's like to do it. I want to be able to now give back. And I think anything Swindon related, there's, of course, we have our famous duck race, which is where I announced, if anyone had eagle eyes, I hadn't officially announced I was Galaxy just yet, but I couldn't not go to our duck race back in May without my sash. So if you spotted it, well done. I did have a couple of messages like, you've got your sash, what are you doing? Because I kind of was able to hide it a little bit, but a few people worked it out, because this is an infamous iconic sash colour, you can't miss it. So I think the duck race will always be close to number one for me, just because the Rotary, obviously I got to release the ducks into the river. It raises thousands for local charities. All the schools get involved. They have a school race, they have a business race, and I get introduced to so many charities who come along and have a stall. It's actually where I met Tiny But Mighty. I knew Chloe from years prior when she worked for another charity called Brighter Futures, and then last year she set up Tiny But Mighty in honour of her son. And when she was telling me about it, I knew that it was going to be in a great partnership. And I've worked a lot with Chloe this past year. I may have done 24 days technically of Christmas, because there was 2 that were aimed at Tiny but Mighty, because I just love what Chloe's done. It's something so unique. It's not something I've really heard of. It's to support parents and families with premature babies, so that, because anyone out there who has had a premature baby, you almost forget yourself. You don't look after yourself because you're so continuously worried about your little one who is in the NICU. And what Chloe does is she creates beautiful packs so that families can still be together. They're looking after themselves, and of course they can still be by their little ones bedside, just like she was when she had hers. So it's a beautiful story. And I went to her ball back in November, and I was almost in tears. I was just like, don't do this, Sheri. It's like, I don't have a little one, but I can only imagine the pain and the heartache that they had during that time. So just an incredible organisation that I love, to be honest.
That is an amazing thing. And if anyone wants to check that out, do they also have you got the tags for their pages on your Instagram?
Yeah, if you go scroll through my Instagram, they are all over my Instagram, or just search Tiny but Mighty. They will come up. They're doing incredible things here in Swindon. So
that sounds absolutely incredible. Yes, you're doing amazing. And I do love watching your social media, because you do pop up a lot, and I do like that. It's just lovely.
I try. that was my
hard.
goal,
I love it. I love it. So so you've got the finals in March, isn't it? So you've got a few months left. So what are you most looking forward to about the final next year?
I think this is going to sound really cliche, but I think many of us finalists are very excited. Is the UK have brought the White Party, which is a touch of internationals. We've all, I think, for years seen those international photos, everyone having a blast. So for the fact that for my first year at Galaxy, I get to have that White Party experience, I'm so excited just to have the night off, have a chill, be all dressed up, see everyone before obviously finals both Saturday and Sunday. And I just don't think anything's going to top that other than being on stage again. So the White Party is going to be the #1 fun part for me.
Oh, it sounds so exciting. I can't wait to see the photos of this White Party. It's going to be great, isn't it?
Oh, I was going to say, was Kira going to be invited, but she's Island, isn't she?
We will be at the Galaxy final. We'll be at the Galaxy, but she gets another White Party next year when she hands over. She had one this year. She's had 2 already.
But she gets to be in. She's not going to be in white, is she? Because obviously the queens are in black.
Oh, so. I'm not sure with the littles. I think they still are white, but I think the littles do stay white. But don't hold me to that. Things can change. I'll find out that next year. But no, it's going to be brilliant final, and I just cannot wait to see you back on stage. It feels like it's been a while, and I always enjoy watching you on stage. I think the last time would have been for your handover, wouldn't it? So yeah, and I was not crying. I was not crying when you handed over.
I was going to say I wasn't crying, but I think there are so many Jason photos out there of me crying on that stage. It's just a bit. I always feel like I'm a Kim Kardashian ugly crier, so I was just like, oh gosh. I felt myself. I tried to hide them away again, because I was just like, did I really look like that on stage? I'm so sorry, because I refused to write a handover speech that year. I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not handing over. So I had to wing it on the night. I had a few bullet points in my head like I do when I go into an interview, but everything I said on that stage was just in the moment. I was just like, it's fine, I won't cry.
It made me cry. I was crying. I was trying not to cry, because my mascara, I needed it to stay put, because I needed to get back up on stage myself. I was like, it was hard seeing you and Sarah hand over and everything in the same night. I was like, I'm not going to cry. But no, it come from the heart, and I love that, and that's what's so great. And you're a genuine person. You're Sheri. You don't ever change, and I just love that. The only thing, the way you've changed, I think, is you've just grown, and you're just more confident, and you just shine. You should have always shone, but I just feel like you've got more confident, and you've just grown as a person. I think it's lovely. So what is going to be your favorite round at Galaxy?
It's always for me interview. How much I love being on stage. I just love sitting in that room with the judges, being able to tell them my story, what I've been up to, and what I want to do with that crown. I've never been able to shake it. It's one of probably the round I don't feel too nervous about. I just love having that experience of being able to say that I've really gone in. I've spent this last year putting all my hard work in, and this is it on the table. Thank you for your time. And then go and having the most fun on stage as possible. So interviews always my #1 round without fail.
Oh, I'm just excited now. I just love seeing everyone's interview outfits, everyone's dresses. I'm going to be there, be like, woo, come on. So,
I'm on a last minute change. I thought I was really prepared because of the wedding. I was just like, right, I've got to have everything sorted because of obviously financials and timing with the wedding. I was just like, right, I'm going to get everything. I'm now changing my mind on my interview where I was texting a few people. I was like, I don't think I'm happy with it anymore. I need something new. So now I've been scrolling, looking for new interview, and I'm like, I can't do this again.
Oh, don't. I spent an hour looking for pajamas last night. And it's like, it gets like that, doesn't it? So, you know, but you're entitled, you know, outfits are fine. It's all good. But I've had a spree of selling everything on Vinted. What a great site that is.
Why does everyone get you, Ruth, Anna, so many people I talk to are like, yeah, Vinted. I find all the great stuff on there. I'm having such good luck. And I was like, am I doing something wrong? I never find the good deals. And I do well on selling, actually. I just sold a dress on there and I was like, where are these really good deals everyone talks about? Everything I'm looking at still like close to asking or sell price. I was like, where are they?
Yeah, I think sometimes you can get some good deals, but selling's a good thing. I mean, like I say, it's I think it's good because obviously fast fashion, things like that, reusing clothing is a very, very good thing and very something that I'm quite passionate about. But yeah, get on there, Sheri. Just, if you've got some time off over Christmas, get on that app. Go for it, girl.
Christmas, I've got 3 days between Christmas and New Year. I know what I'm doing. Vinted.
I did see actually some good interview stuff on there the other day, but I will tell you all about that afterwards. It's good. I've found some sneaky interview sites. It's all good. Brilliant outfits going, without a doubt. So we just wish you all the best of luck from all of us here at Pageantland. Cannot wait to see you shine on stage. Again, it's going to be incredible. We are looking forward to being there and screaming our heads off and losing our voices. That's what always happens whenever I go to Galaxy.
I think this will probably be the one year I actually come away with a voice, because usually it would be 2 or 3 days back to back screaming. I'll only have one night and then I don't have screaming because I'm on stage. I'm like, yes, I'm coming home with a voice.
That's the thing with pageants though. I always lose my voice, always, because I'm literally, and my hands hurt because I clap so much. I get sore hands because I'm there like,
I've seen these clappers. I'm getting a clapper this year. I'm like, nope, I'm saving these. I need the good old clapper.
I'm looking for one of those. Yeah. Can you actually get a clappy thing? A thing that can clap?
Beth has them, and I was just like, I need it. That's what I'm getting. Right. And I'm just going to steal hers at one point. It's like, thanks, Beth.
Hold everything. I'm going on eBay or wherever I need to find one of these ASAP, because pageant season will start again soon. So I need a clapper and it will save my hands. That would be nice. Well, we wish you all the best of luck from Pageantland. Just to let everyone know that Watchers Queen's Table, we are having a break next week because it is Boxing Day. So we're going to have a little bit of time off, but we'll be back in the new year, and we're actually booked out until March. So if you do want to get booked in, I'd advise booking in straight away. If you do want a space, I think there is one space left, a couple of spaces in March. I think that's it. So book in, and then we shall see you soon. And have a lovely Christmas, everyone. And thank you, Sheri.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Oh, yeah, we've got to say Merry Christmas. Do we sing a Christmas song?
No one was that. There was the best.
So Merry Christmas, everybody. And we'll see you in the new year. Bye-bye.